First of all, I pay my Dandavat Pranams unto the lotus feet of my Gurudeva Bhaktivedanta Goswami Maharaj. And I pay my obeisances to Srila Narayan Goswami Maharaj and to Bhaktivedanta Bhaman Goswami Maharaj, to all the Vaishnava Vaishnavis present here, and Dandavat Pranams. Hare Krishna. So the first thing for Gurudev is, in this world, to get happiness that is never ending, we have to take shelter from the lotus feet of Gurudev. And everyone who lives without this shelter is living as a worm, because they are doing everything for their own sense gratification, eating and suffering, but still they are looking for happiness, but they cannot find this happiness. They don't know how to find this happiness. This happiness is inside us, and we are looking for this happiness outside. We are searching for it in other people. And who makes you realize this? Sadguru. Who is Sadguru? Sadguru is our Bhaktivedanta Goswami Maharaj. He is a manifestation of Baladev Prabhu. Baladev Prabhu is Akhanda Guru Tattva. And Gurudev is coming here as his manifestation. And he is showing us this path. Gurudev has a relationship with this world and with that world, with the transcendental world. Just like a boy and a girl, they get a relationship through marriage. So they have never met before, but they get so much attachment that they cannot live without each other anymore. Like that, Gurudev is searching us conditioned souls, and he is taking us from this material ocean, and he is giving us this Ganti Mala, the Japa Mala, and he is giving us knowledge and offering us onto the lotus feet of the Lord through Shravan, Kirtan and Harinam. And through Harikatha, he is giving us this prema, and he is showing that not only Guru is doing this, but through the mercy of Guru Parampara this is happening. So we are speaking the glorification of our Guru. We cannot do this because Guru hears the things and offers them to his Guru, and then it goes straight to Krishna. So this mercy comes through Guru Parampara. So everyone has told their realizations, and every disciple gets the mercy according to their own qualification. Because this thread of love from Guru, this mercy is always going like a horse without a leash. And everyone is taking this mercy, and everyone is feeling this bliss. Everyone is getting so much nice feelings from the things in this world, but Gurudeva has wealth. He is giving us, and if we feel this, what will happen to us? So Gurudeva is giving us so many special things. We have to realize what this is. So Shyam Prabhu said, we get realizations from every disciple according to their own qualifications. So that thread of love that is coming from the heart of Gurudeva is coming from the Guru Parampara. Bhakti is coming from Bhakti. We cannot get Bhakti from our own efforts. And when do we get this association? When our Sukriti matures from all the millions of lives. So in which parampara Guru comes, and he has manifested so many books. By that we get to know his mood. Gurudev says himself, like in Brazil, a disciple asked, Gurudev, when you are my Gurudev, and when you're not here, I feel like I have to go to another Guru. But what is this thought? Gurudev said, Guru never gives instruction to go to another Guru. So a Guru manifests, he doesn't inspire. So by the mercy of Gurudev we get realizations. So there are many disciples here. All disciples are having their realizations. There is no disciple that has no realizations, because Gurudev is a touchstone. He is a wish-fulfilling tree. So when our heart gets purified, then we will get successful. So when we go to a contaminated place, our heart gets contaminated. But by staying with sadhu, with guru, it's a sattvic place, so we get purified. So this is the direct association which has an impact on our body. So someone is going to Art of Living to find happiness, to find peace of mind, and they want to do this on their own strength, but they cannot find the happiness in this. So when they do a kriya, they get a few days of happiness. I also did many courses of Art of Living, and they learn you how to live in this world. But my Sukriti matured and Suchitra Dasi came on my path. I'm always grateful to her. If she would not come on my path, I would not get a guru. And now my whole family's life is successful. So there is someone who brings you on this path, and every guru gives his disciple a seva to get realizations. And Guru says very clearly, today in Brazil, every katha, Gurudev is saying very clearly how to surrender yourself. The process, how to surrender with mantramay upasana. He's explaining this that even a small child can understand it. There is no doubt that you will not reach your perfection. Gurudev says, learn the shloka, and when you're chanting, think of this shloka. Why is he saying this? This means when you think of this shloka, you will not think of mundane things. Because mundane things, mundane thoughts keep us in this bondage of this material world. But when you think of a mantra and chant your rounds, then you will feel happiness because you have thought of spiritual things. But we have no adhikar to see the Ashtakali Lila, so that's why Gurudeva is giving us the small things. He has planted this seed, this transcendental seed, and he is nourishing it. And he's telling this in Brazil. And these are our realizations. What Gurudeva is saying, we have to follow. Chaitanya Prabhu is doing such a nice seva. Like, look, bhakti is very rare. And it starts with satisfaction. When we start, we feel so much happiness because we get satisfaction. But slowly on, when we make progress, we feel unsatisfied. The satisfaction ends and we feel unsatisfied. And why? Because bhakti is like that. You can never do enough. So when we do bhajan, we get this realization of the Lord, this feeling of the Lord. And it also gives us separation. Bhakti can give you in one moment all these things. But when we eat a roti, we cannot get satisfied after eating one roti. We need at least 10 rotis. So this is the difference in material things and spiritual things. Spiritual things, when you get only a little bit of it, you feel satisfied, you feel happiness. So when you meet Gurudev and your heart gets happy, then Gurudev is also pleased. Gurudev, by his walking, sitting, looking, by every activity, he is giving a class. And his disciple who has the qualification can take this example into his heart and follow it. Like Chaitanya Prabhu, he is the son of my sister-in-law. He is very sincere. So I'm his aunt. But now he is my godbrother. So he feels so much unsatisfaction towards the bhakti he is doing. Because when we do one thing, we want to do another thing. We want to do more. So look in this material world. A person is very poor, he has a cycle, he wants a car, and he wants to make progress. Like that is also in bhakti. When our desires in this material world don't get finished, we always want more, then we should also have this in our bhakti. You should not be satisfied. We should always have the greed to have more seva. And pray to Gurudev. Gurudev hears your prayers. Whatever you feel, Gurudev immediately knows. Because he's the manifestation of Baladev Prabhu. Like Nityananda, he is always in happiness. So when we get this attachment for spiritual things, then this is called prem. Gurudev can also explain prem to small children and engage them on this path. His specialty is so high. Every moment, he is like a river. He is continuously flowing. And who has the qualification can take bath. Every disciple is taking a bath. Every disciple is doing seva. Gurudev is mostly in Brazil, and when he's here, he said, when I'm there, you cannot do Guru Seva. Seva is from the heart. We have this relationship from the heart. The seed is planted in our heart, and that moment we get the relationship with Gurudev. So what we are eating, Gurudev is seeing, and what we cannot let go, Gurudev is seeing. And the enthusiasm we have, Gurudev is also noticing this. Like when a mother is pregnant, the moment she gets pregnant, everything changes. Every moment, she will try her best to take care of that baby. She is ready to do everything for the baby. Don't eat the wrong things, read the books, do good work, good things. So after nine months, the baby comes, and then she's so happy and she will nourish the baby more. Guru is saying 70% of the samskars, they happen in the womb, and 30% we acquire in life. So when a mother in a material world is putting so much effort in nourishing her baby, then what to say about Gurudev, who is doing this for millions of lives, and he is trying to nourish us. He is giving us knowledge from the books. Why? But we have this attachment to this material world that cannot end. We are trying, but we have to go through this according to our karma. So I was not born in a Vaishnava family, I got this later on. And what karma I have performed, I have to go through that. It's written in the Gita. The moment you get satsanga, you have to grab hold of this, because the moment you have satsanga, you're not far from meeting with the Lord. So we are conditioned souls. We have to live in this material world. We cannot leave everything behind us. So we would like to live in Vrindavan, leave everything behind and go to Vrindavan. This is nice, but this is not the best thing to do. So not all good things are the best things to do. So, if you have children, you have to take care of your children, you have to perform your household duties. You cannot leave your household for Guru Sangha. You cannot leave your children and do your bhajan. This is not right. So, as the qualification grows, we get more association. If we don't perform our duties in this life, we will have to come back in our next life to perform our duties. There was this person, her husband was coming in between her bhakti. So she was very fed up with this, and she thought, I cannot leave Gurudev Katha, and if my husband doesn't allow me, I can better do suicide. So one day her Gurudev came, and she was very restless. She thought, I cannot do my things, I have to do all the things in secret, I will commit suicide. And she was so restless. She went very secretly And the brahmachari who was there with her Gurudev came outside, and this lady said, very humble, please let me have darshan of Gurudev. I only want darshan, then I'll go away. So he's having prasad. I will take darshan from far. But Gurudev sees everything. He knows where she is going and what's in her mind. He thought, come, let have darshan. If you want to commit suicide, do, but at least have one darshan. So she came, she saw Gurudev and she was going away, but then Gurudev said, where are you going? You thought you can just commit suicide and you can be spared from this karma? You have to live in this situation. Otherwise you will have to come back in your next life and live this situation again. And he also said, why are you so restless? Your husband will become favorable for bhakti. So whose husband is not following this path? Don't have doubt in your heart. One day they will come on this path. It's all time and circumstances. A jiva cannot be drawn into this. They have to go through their karma. It is not like that your whole family will come on this path at the same time. You cannot force anyone. You have to do your own bhajan, and by giving everyone prasad, their sukriti will mature and they will come on this path. But we should not go against them. Because what we like today is because we can just sit peacefully at home and chant our rounds. We can sleep nicely. We can go to Katha. But if we stay in Vrindavan, but everything is unpeaceful, then this is not the right thing. So there's a difference in what is good and what is best. So Chaitanya Prabhu posted this video of Param Gurudev. It touched the heart. Your heart melts when you see this video. It shows what you should do, what is best, and what you would like. There is no child when he sees his mother suffering, he wants to go away. Gurudev is the mother for millions of lives with whom Gurudev stayed for many years, and Gurudev is seeing that he is in his sickness lila and he wants to stay with him, but Gurudev says you have to go and preach. But Gurudev still followed the instruction. He left his own desires and he followed the instruction of Gurudev because he wanted to stay with Gurudev. Our heart wants a lot, but what happens is the will of the Lord. So Gurudev went to Brazil because that was the best thing to do at that moment. Hridayavan Goswami Maharaj, he never wore slippers. He took a vow, I will never wear slippers. But when he had to go to Germany for preaching, then Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada said, you have to wear shoes. So he bought shoes for him. And he gave the instruction, he has to wear the shoes, Hridayavan Goswami Maharaj, and he has to come in front of me. But still, Hridayavan Goswami Maharaj wore the shoes. And then Prabhupada said, is he coming to me or should I come to him? And then he followed immediately the instruction. He wore the shoes and he entered the room of his Gurudev. So a disciple never enters the room of his Guru with his shoes. But now he has to follow the instruction of the Guru. Gurudeva said, my heart is very pleased today. So here he also left his own desires and followed the instruction of Guru, because the benefit is in following instruction of Guru. In Mahabharata and Gita and Kurukshetra is also shown. Yudhishthira got the instruction from Krishna to say Ashwatthama is dead. But Yudhishthira said, I cannot say this because he is Satyavadi, he never speaks a lie. And then Krishna said, Bhim killed the elephant Ashwatthama. So when Ashwatthama was dead, then Yudhishthira said, Ashwatthama, and the word elephant was not heard because an instrument came through it. And then it was said Ashwatthama is dead. So when we follow the instruction of the Acharya, then adharam becomes dharam. So what instruction we get from the Guru, we have to follow that. That is for our own benefit. When Gurudev declines us to do something, we should not do that, because that's wrong.
Hare Krishna Didi. मेरा टाइम हो गया, बता देना अभी. ठीक है. तो यहाँ पर ये दिखाई देता है कि किस तरह से उन्होंने अपनी आज्ञा का पालन किया.
So here it is shown how he followed the instruction of his Guru.
ने ये दिखाया, जैसे चैतन्य महाप्रभु बोल रहे थे.
Like Chaitanya Prabhu was saying,
भक्ति में आगे बढ़ने की जो स्थिति है, उसमें अलग-अलग जो अनुभूतियाँ होती हैं.
when we make progress on this path, we get different realizations. So like Prabhu has his realization in his audio. Everyone is using these things for his bhajan. Gurudev makes us use our talents. And actually Gurudev is doing our seva. Shyam said, in Mathura we see a different beauty of Gurudev. His heart is so happy there. He is walking in his simple clothes and he feels so happy. But when people from Delhi come, then he wears nice clothes, because people from Delhi wear nice clothes. He is showing the love for his disciple. He is wearing the nice clothes because his disciples like that. Otherwise we would get different thoughts in our mind. So Gurudev is protecting us from these unpure thoughts. Otherwise we will commit an offense if we think in the wrong way. And Gurudev is preventing this. Gurudev never takes an offense from his children. But when we do commit an offense, we have to suffer the consequences. And Gurudev is making us happy. He is giving us happiness. And we can never repay this debt. And we also don't want to be freed from this debt. When we are freed from this debt, then we will not have the association of Gurudev anymore. And Gurudev is taking us in his heart and he is nourishing us. And we are following his
और
instructions.
तीसरा क्या है कि वो चाहे हमें अपने आदर्शान से मानसिक पीड़ा, मान लो इस समय ब्राजील में है, बहुत
And
शिष्य बहुत अनुभूति करे, गुरुदेव
even though
बोलते हम ये
he is
करते हैं,
far away
तो यानी
abroad,
उनका चिंतन उनके हृदय में चल रहा है, तो
we are
उसकी हमें
still
पीड़ा हो रही है, वो
thinking of Gurudev. We are feeling this separation mode. There's also happiness in
हर
that.
पल हर चीज का एहसास दिलाता है कि गुरुदेव हमारे साथ हैं।
So every moment
क्योंकि वह क्या है कि
Gurudev
विशेष
makes
रूप
us
से जो
feel
मिलन
he
होता
is
है,
with
उस
us.
पल में हम गुरुदेव का चिंतन हर पल करते रहते हैं, हर पल चल रहा है।
Because in separation we constantly think of Gurudev.
और दूसरा क्या है कि चाहे वो दूसरे देशों में जाकर ब्राजील जाए,
Even if he's in
और शिष्यों का
another country, he's not with us, then we should not feel differently.
फिर भी गुरुदेव आप हमारे हो,
Because Gurudev is mine.
बिन मात्र भी संदेह नहीं है, क्योंकि
There's no
आपके
doubt in that.
हमारा जीवन,
Without Gurudev,
सोच ही नहीं सकते कि आपके बिना हम एक क्षण भी रह
we
पाएं,
cannot think of maintaining our life.
नहीं रहना चाहते हैं,
And we should not be willing to maintain our life without Gurudev.
ये ऐसे है, मेरे गुरु का वैशिष्ट्य ऐसा है।
So this is the specialty of my Gurudev.
वो क्या चीज देने आए हैं, उस चीज की उपलब्धि हमारे हृदय में हो, यही उनकी प्रार्थना है। उनके
So pray that I want to take what he has come to give, that he will bring me on this path of bhakti and make my life successful. But I am so stuck in this material life. I'm trying. And one day surely I will attain my goal. Gurudev one day surely will bring us to the lotus feet of the Lord. And everyone will come there. Because as a Bada Jiva, I have so much impurities in my heart. When I have jealousy in my heart, I only see jealousy. I don't see the good qualities. So to finish these unwanted things, Gurudev, after finishing these unwanted things, Gurudev fills our heart with prem. But the bad qualities we have, we see in others. When we have anger in us, we see anger, and then we want to show that we are the best. But when we have anger, we can get angry. But Gurudev has no anger. He never gets angry. He is always speaking with love and affection. He is giving the love through his eyes. He is taking everyone for parikrama, and he is giving so much mercy to all the trees, plants. He is thinking how to bring everyone to his perfection. One time I saw Gurudev was standing very far from the ocean, and then the ocean came with such a speed towards Gurudev and went back. Waves don't come this far, but this one came. And then Taruni said, Gurudev, what is this? And then Gurudev said, let's go, let's go. Gurudev didn't say anything. So the lotus feet of the sadhus, they are not ordinary. We are very fortunate. Shyam Prabhu said so. If an acharya is not there, we cannot stay in that separation. But today our Gurudev is with us. We have his association, and we should try to have his association. But I'm not saying that you should break the peace in your house. But because when we leave our house in a happy state, then our family becomes favorable to us. And they will send us themselves to go for our bhajan because they understand the glories of bhajan. So when I started Ekadashi, I was the only one following Ekadashi. And I told Gurudev, Guru, I'm following Ekadashi, but everyone is taking food stuff, and this is a sin. But then Gurudev said, you offer this bhoga and you feed them. And by doing this, today everyone is following Ekadasi. So Gurudev wants not only you to engage in bhakti, but also that you engage your family members.
हरे कृष्णा दीदी
हो गया टाइम
हाँ जी दीदी टाइम हो गया
चलो मेरे गुरुदेव के चरणों में यही पुष्पांजलि है
So my Pushpanjali for my Gurudev is that all the God brothers and sisters there are, I feel a friendly mood towards them. I can respect the elders, I can give love to the juniors. This is my Pushpanjali.
हरे कृष्णा तो ये हमारी कुंजेश्वरी दीदी हैं
So this is our Kunjeshwari Didi. She's serving Gurudev so much, and Gurudev gave her the instruction to preach. So she's always trying to preach. And she has also brought so many people to the lotus feet of Gurudev. Like a flower, she offered them, and she's doing her bhajan. And she's also trying to engage others. And her specialty is to inspire people on following Ekadashi. And Didi spoke so nicely. She said Bhakti is very rare, and this is so true. And if we learn something about Bhakti in this human life, then we are so successful. Whether we follow this or not so much, it's still a success in our life. So Gurudev is showing by his own example how to perform seva. When the Acharya himself is showing how to serve, then everyone gets inspired. When the prominent persons are showing with their example, we follow them. So you said Bhakti is so rare, and in Bhakti we should never feel satisfied. So seva is the same. We should never feel satisfied with how much seva we do. So Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj would say, if someone is putting so much effort, then he will get foam. And when a person does this in bhakti, he will get fame. So Gurudev also served his Guru Varga so much. So Gurudev lived in Mathura, and he also saw how foam comes from the mouth by putting much effort into something. He would gather so many donations from the people in Mathura. So in a mundane life, we are putting so much effort, so much hard work, and the benefit comes for a small time. But the efforts we put in bhakti, Gurudev always speaks about this pafa babhama. If we put much effort into our seva, then we will get mercy from Gurudev. Fa means when people work hard in this mundane world, they will get foam from their mouth. And when we do seva, when we follow the instructions of Gurudev, we should put so much effort into this. And ba means bandhak. He works very hard. And bha means bhai, fear. But a bhakta never fears something, never fears the death. So Gurudev gives so much katha And you also spoke so nicely about how Gurudev served his Gurudev, followed his instructions. So we should also learn from these lessons. And as you spoke about your house private situation, so Bhagwan's word, Bhagwan's name, which you are chanting, this gives a vibration in the house and this will give benefits. So thank you so much for your Pushpanjali. Hare Krishna. The next speaker is Anjali Didi.
अंजलि दीदी ऑनलाइन है?
हाँ जी दीदी, हरे कृष्णा दीदी, दंडवत प्रणाम।
वीडियो ऑन करो आप अपनी।
ऐसे कर लूँ?
नहीं करो ना, वीडियो ऑन करो।
दीदी फिर वही आ रहा है, प्लीज हेलो एंड गॉट इट कर दूँ?
हाँ जी। आ गई। So this is our Anjali Didi. She's a very dear disciple of Gurudev. She serves Gurudev very much. When Gurudev is in Delhi, every day she makes the lunch prasad. She's trying to follow the path of bhakti, and she's always doing this with a nice smile. So she will also offer her Pushpanjali. Her life changed from day to night. She will, from night into day, she will explain this. Didi, you are saying so much, I don't even do that.
नमो विष्णु पदाय गोष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत बनाई नामिने वंदे हम भक्ति चकोरम गौरंगे निजभीष्टम श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी वनम नमो सभय राधा एकानिष्टम रसायम नित्यम कथा नित्यम संकीर्तम आनंदम स्वामी वनम नमो विष्णु पदाय कृष्ण केशव अभिनिरूपिणे श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत वामन रूप धारिणे श्री कृष्ण वैमुख संसार नमस्ते ज्ञान विज्ञान सांग प्रदायिने श्री रूपानुप्रदान भक्ति प्रदान संपुष्कर कीर्तन निष्ठा विग्राय नमस्ते तुते सर्वकाशन गुण ग्राम दिव्य रत्नादि गंधर्वानु सुप्राय नमः कृपां दे नमो विष्णु पदाय राधिकाय ददाने श्री श्रीमद् भक्ति वेदांत नारायण इति नामिने श्री कृष्ण लीला करने सुरक्षा आधुरे माधुरे युक्त स्वरम ददाने पुरुषम अंतम सिरसा नमामि। सबसे पहले मैं अपने
First of all, I pay my obeisances to my Gurudev.
दंडवत प्रणाम करती हूँ। उसके बाद मैं अपनी गुरु परंपरा
and I offer my obeisances to my Guru Parampara,
यहाँ पर उपस्थित
to all the Vaishnavis present here.
के चरणों में
I offer my Dandvat pranams to you and to the lotus and my Dandvat pranams to Rashmi Didi and Sham Prabhu and my obeisances to Chirag Prabhu. I was first saying no to Sham Prabhu. I got nervous, but after glorifying Gurudev, I thought I got this opportunity to glorify Gurudev. I cannot do anything, but when we glorify the Vaishnavas, our speech gets purified and our mind gets purified and we can get delivered. So I thought maybe I will get some mercy from Gurudev. I am not worthy of that, but maybe I can get some mercy from Gurudev. So I will try to speak something, and I hope Gurudev will give me strength so I will be able to speak. So the biggest mercy is that Gurudev gave me Harinam.
When I got Harinam, I didn't know anything. I was like a small child. I was very happy when I received Harinam. So Gurudev would say, give me instructions. There was no one in my house. Like everyone would say, what are you doing? And slowly on, I stopped taking onion and garlic. And Gurudev would give me so nice instructions how to do. But at my house, no one would let me do anything. So Gurudev was speaking with me like how we would speak to a small child. He was explaining me how to deal with this. And after this, Gurudev gave me Diksha. So at that time, I did not understand what is Harinam, what is Diksha, but now I understand. I see many people going to Gurudev, and then Gurudev says, wait, I will give you after some while, wait for now, after some time I will give you Diksha. And then I think, Gurudev gave me so much ahaitu ki kripa. I'm not even worthy of this mercy. The first time Gurudev gave me Harinam, I went with Rashmi Didi, and Rashmi Didi said, Didi, she wants Diksha, she already is not taking onion and garlic. And Gurudev gave me Diksha, and I was still taking by then. And Gurudev said, no, don't worry, you will let it go. And now I realize Gurudev gave me so much mercy. I see people going to Gurudev, but Gurudev says in a few days we will do. So Gurudev is so merciful. Like how Gurudev has so much nishta for his Guru, how he served his Guru. Like Gurudev says, I have never missed a Mangal Aarti. He travels so much. After a few days he travels. If we go somewhere from morning to evening, then I cannot even cook in the evening. I say, I'm so tired. So I'm not comparing myself with Gurudev, but I'm just saying how his greatness is, how much strength he has, and how much nishta he has for his Gurudev. Every time, every moment, Gurudev is speaking Hari Katha, he is doing Hari Nam, he is speaking Hari Katha. If someone has a question, then in Hari Katha he gives this reply, he is making us understand. So the shloka Trinatapi is really applying to Gurudev. Actually, all shlokas apply for Gurudev. He is first showing by his own example, and then he is giving us instruction on doing things. So if someone is already doing that, then we also get the strength to follow that. If someone is not doing himself but telling others, then that will not happen. Gurudeva is saying this in his Katha. And Gurudeva is so simple. What is in his mind, he's saying. There is nothing bad in him. He's speaking with love to everyone. Sometimes he's laughing with us like friends. Sometimes he's giving us love like a mother. He never speaks in anger. Sometimes I say some things and then Gurudev says Pagal. He gives us so much love. I like that so much. And his love, I cannot explain so much. When he comes, then I get to know this and I feel so happy. I want to finish all my work and straight go to Gurudev. I don't know anything, but I will just sit with Gurudev, have some sadhu sang. I don't understand, but my Atma will hear something. And then when I sit with Gurudev, and I want to do all the parikramas with Gurudev, but I have not had this situation yet. I cannot go everywhere, but whatever I can do, what Gurudev gives me the opportunity for, I go there. And Gurudev is not thinking of his own eating, drinking. Every time he wants to speak Harikatha. When he is traveling and when he comes back, he says, I have to speak Harikatha, otherwise I will become sick. I don't like that. So every time he just wants to speak Harikatha. And how is he doing this? Because of the nishta for his guru. He is doing what his guru said. And Gurudev is so compassionate, so merciful, without any reason. It's not like I did something, then he is doing this for me. Without a reason, he is giving us this mercy. Sometimes I think if I follow Gurudev the way he wants me to follow, then he will give me so much love. But even I cannot follow him like that, he is still giving me this love and affection. Gurudev says, who is Gurudev? Gurudev says he's the backbone of our bhakti. So I hope one day I will reach this situation where I have so much nishta for him. And I will offer all of me to Gurudev. I want to offer everything to Gurudev. So the Guru is the one who brings us from darkness into light. He takes us from Maya and brings us to Bhakti. And Gurudev says we should do Harinam, we should have faith in Harinam, and Harinam will do everything for you. Like this book of Gurudev, Jewels of the Heart, he has written this so nicely. Everything is in there about the now, how we should chant. Even if you say the names by accident, you will still get Sukriti. And what are the offenses of the name? And in the second chapter, Gurudev discusses and he continues with the shlokas, how we should do bhajan. We cannot do bhajan from our own inspiration. We should do bhajan by instructions of Gurudev. Gurudev says, like what Gurudev says, we should accept that. So this shloka means the meditation should be on the Murti of Gurudev. We should worship the lotus feet of Gurudev. That is our worship. The speech of Gurudev. That is our mantra. There is no other mantra. And what is Gurudev's mercy? So when we follow Gurudev's instructions, everyone has their own qualifications. Gurudev says you should do this, you should do so many Harinam, you should wake up in the early morning. We should follow these instructions.
प्रसन्न हो
then
जाएंगे,
Gurudev will
है
be
ना। तो
pleased.
इसीलिए मतलब यही सब कुछ मेरी वो है अनुभूति कि मेरे को
So these are
तो
my
बहुत अच्छा लगता है गुरुदेव
realizations,
से
and I
मिलके,
like it
मुझे
so
उनसे बहुत
much
अच्छा
when I meet
लगता
with
है ना।
Gurudev.
और मैं मतलब कोशिश करती हूँ कि
And
जब
I
गुरुदेव
try
दिल्ली में
when
होते हैं
Gurudev is
तो
in
मैं
Delhi.
कहीं नहीं जा
I
पाती,
don't go
तो
anywhere
मैं
else.
जितने भी मेरे कोई प्रोग्राम्स होते हैं तो
So
मैं कोशिश
all
करती
the
हूँ पूरी
programs in Delhi,
100% कोशिश करती हूँ कि मैं
I
उनको
100%
कैंसिल
try
करके
and
उनको वहाँ पे
cancel
मैं
all
देख
my
के आ जाऊँ,
appointments and go with Gurudev.
और बस इतना ही है। बाकी वांछा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधुभ्यश्च पतितनां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। और कोई गलती हो गई हो
If
मेरे से
there
तो
are
आप
any
सब मेरे
faults,
से बड़े हो
you
तो
are all
मुझे
my
माफ़ कर
seniors,
दीजिए।
please forgive
हरे
me.
कृष्णा।
Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्णा। बहुत अच्छा बोला अंजलि दीदी, आपको मैंने पहली बार ही सुना।
Very nice.
और आपने
Didi,
पहले
I
अपने
heard you
गुरु
for the
देव के
first
चरणों में
time.
पुष्पांजलि दी। ये
Very
बहुत
nice
अच्छा है कि आपने
Pushpanjali.
पहली बार बोला और गुरुदेव के लिए बोला।
Very
ये
nice that you
गुरुदेव की
spoke for the
विशेष
first
कृपा
time,
है
and this
हमारे
was
ऊपर।
for Gurudev. You have a special
और
mercy from Gurudev.
क्योंकि
आपने
आपने
सभी गुरुदेव मानेंगे।
नहीं, आपने सबसे पहली लाइन बोली कि वैष्णवों की महिमा गान करने से क्या होता है,
So
चित्त
when we
के विकार दूर
glorify the
होते हैं।
Vaishnavas,
हमारे चित्त में तो बहुत सारे विकार हैं,
then
जितनी वैष्णवों की
the
महिमा गाएंगे
unwanted
ये सारे
things
विकार
are
क्या हो जाएंगे,
destroyed.
दूर हो जाएंगे। ये बड़ा सुंदर पॉइंट आपने बोला। और उसके बाद किस तरह से गुरुदेव अपने
So
हर
this
एक
was a very
शिष्य
nice
का
point you
पालन
made,
करते हैं,
and how Gurudev
प्रेम
nourishes
से,
his
डांट के,
disciple
उसको
with
उपदेश दे
love,
के,
with
जैसा
chastisement, with
उसे चाहिए होता है
instructions.
उसके अनुरूप,
What
जो
he
उसके लिए
needs,
सही है,
Gurudev
उसको
gives.
नहीं
What is
चाहिए कि जो
necessary
उसके
for
लिए
this
ठीक होता है
disciple,
उसी के अनुरूप
what
उसको क्या देते हैं,
what is good for this
शिक्षा देते हैं,
disciple,
प्रेरणा
Gurudev
देते हैं।
gives this.
और जो बिल्कुल कोई विचार नहीं करता तो उसको डायरेक्ट आदेश भी देते हैं।
And if one doesn't
हर किसी को नहीं
understand,
देते,
he will give
जो
direct
बिना
instructions.
किसी संशय के पालन करता है उसको आदेश भी
If
देते हैं। तो ये
one
बहुत
is
अच्छा है
not
कि आपका विचार बहुत
overthinking it,
दूसरा
just
है।
following
और बहुत
Gurudev, he
सालों
gets
से
direct
आप
instructions.
गुरुदेव को फॉलो भी कर
So
रहे
for
हैं,
many
बहुत
years you
अच्छे
are
से अपने
following
उपदेशों को
Gurudev,
अपने जीवन में
and
धारण
you
करने
have
का प्रयास कर रहे हैं।
applied
जैसे
his
जैसे गुरुदेव
instructions very
बोलते हैं
nicely in your
उनकी बात
life.
को सीरियसली समझना, ये बहुत बड़ी बात है।
And it's
तो बहुत अच्छा
very
बोला आपने।
important to understand his
तो
instructions,
अब हम अपने अगले स्पीकर को राधाकांत
as you
प्रभु को
did.
बोलेंगे।
So the next speaker
हरे
is
कृष्णा।
Radhakant Prabhu.
राधाकांत प्रभु हैं।
हरे कृष्ण गुरु जी, दंडवत प्रणाम।
धन्यवाद प्रणाम। प्रभु जी अपनी वीडियो ऑन कीजिए। तो ये हमारे राधाकांत प्रभु जी हैं और दिल्ली रोड में रहते हैं। तो
This
शिला
is our
गुरुदेव से
Radhakant Prabhu.
दीक्षित
He
हैं
lives in Delhi.
और
He
शिला
is a
गुरुदेव
Dikshit of
की बातों
Gurudev,
को बहुत फॉलो करते
and
हैं,
he
उनकी
follows
कथाओं को
the
सुनते हैं
Gatha of Gurudev.
और उनकी सेवा के लिए भी बहुत तत्पर रहते हैं। और विनोद प्रभु के माध्यम से ये
And through
शिला
Vinod
गुरुदेव के
Prabhu,
साथ जुड़े।
he met Gurudev.
प्रभु जी आप अपनी पुष्पांजलि दीजिए गुरुदेव को। हरे कृष्णा।
क्या हुआ? अच्छा मेरी तो आ रही है। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनं शलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। गुरुवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकाय तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय गौरप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त नामिने वाञ्छाकल्पतरुवक्रवसिन्धुभयेव च पतितानां पावनवभो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमः। तप्तकञ्चनं राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। सबसे पहले मैं अपने शिला गुरुदेव
First of all,
बन गोसाई महाराज जी के श्री चरण
I
कमलों में
pay my
अपनी
obeisances to my Gurudev Bhaktivedanta Ban Goswami Maharaj,
तत्पश्चात मेरे परम गुरुदेव नित्य
to my
कला
Param
पुरुष
Gurudev
श्री नारायण गोसाई महाराज जी के श्री
Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupada Sutra Sutta Shishim Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. I pay my obeisances.
लीला प्रविष्ट ओम विष्णु भक्तिवेदांत श्री पावन गोसाई
And
महाराज
to
जी के श्री
Bhaktivedanta
चरण
Bhaman Goswami Maharaj, my obeisances.
और उन सभी ऊपर कृपा की वांछा करता हूं। मेरे सठ गोस्वामी गुरु परंपरा के श्री होकर के
To
मैं
the
अपने चरणों में अनंत कोटि
Guru Parampara,
प्रणाम करता हूं तथा उनसे कृपा की वांछा करता हूं।
I pay
पश्चात
my
मेरे
obeisances.
यहाँ इस प्लेटफॉर्म पे जितने भी
To all the Vaishnava God brothers, God sisters on this platform, my Dandut pranams to you. Hare Krishna. I'm for the first time on this platform. Rashmi Didi gave me the instruction to give some Pushpanjali for my Srila Gurudeva. So I have no strength. I have no words that can glorify my Gurudeva. But my prayer is that I get some strength to be able to speak the glories of my Gurudeva. So I pray to you to bless me so I can use my speech as an offering to my Gurudeva. I am from Mathura, and in Mathura we have Keshaji Gauriya Math. And through the Keshaji Gauriya Math, I came on this path. So there's a Lakshman Prabhuji there. I lived next to him, and he took me to the Math. And I came connected to the Math. I was mostly going to the Aarti. I had no other knowledge. I even had no knowledge about the Aarti. I didn't know what is a Vaishnava, what is a Guru. So I was very ignorant. But I kept going. And sometimes I heard some katha from Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. And in the end, I would stand there to have some darshan from his room. So after the Aarti, the room would be closed. And when the bhakta would go in or out, then I could have his darshan in between. And then I started to like going to the Math. So I always went for darshan from Param Gurudev. And after I came in touch with the Math, I didn't get Harinam, so Diksha was even impossible. So when I went to the Math, there was an Aarti going on, and I had kartal in my hands. And I was playing the kartal. I don't know how it works, but I was just trying. When the Aarti was there, I tried to play kartal. And then Ban Goswami Maharaj was standing right in front of me. And then he chastised me that I was not playing the kartal right. And I put the kartal down. And I stood far away from him. So I went there for Aartis and I met with Gurudev. And I would stand in the back. And after having darshan from Gurudev, I would go away. So this was the first time he entered my life with that chastisement at the Aarti. So my life continued. I came to Delhi in 2003. And in 2001, I got my Harinam. I took Harinam. Like when it is Janamastami, everyone gets a mala. So I took a mala, but I didn't know this was Harinam. I got the mala, but I didn't chant on it. So in 2001 I got married. And after marriage, my wife, she also came to the mutt. In 2002, on Janmashtami day, I took her to the mutt. And I told her, this is my Gurudev. In 2003, when I was telling her, this is my Gurudev, when Gurudev saw me with her, he called my wife and he put his hand on her head and gave her a mala. And he told her, you have Harinam now and you should chant. So my family didn't know anything about bhajan, so we didn't know how to chant. So when there are symptoms in the family, then slowly on they will enter. So we took the mala, we did some bhajan, but we were not able to hold the mala close to us. So our life continued. We went to Delhi, and I have a private job. So in the warm months, I do so much work, there's no time for anything else. In the cold months, I chant. So I already got involved in the mud, but I didn't feel the mood. So now I feel the mood. Now I'm approaching bhakti some more. By coming to the mud, I get to know more. So then the moment came that I was asked to take Diksha, to not spill my life. By only Harinam, you don't get so much, you have to take Diksha. So then I went to Mathura in 2021. I went to Mathura and there was a program there. So in Keshavji Gauriya Math, there was this Bhagavad of Gurudev. I attended the Bhagavad and I spoke to Vinod Prabhuji. Prabhuji, I've come to Mathura. Sorry, I have this desire to get Diksha from Maharaj. So he was so happy hearing this. He took me. And I was a bit worried, how will I speak? And then he called Pran, Govind Prabhu and Shyam Prabhu. So my Dandot pranams to them. And then I spoke to Gurudev through them. And then on Ekadasi, I got my Diksha. When Gurudev sat next to me after Diksha, he said, sit in the Havan at the Yakya. We have to do the sanskar. And Gurudev was patting my head. And he was saying, you should also shave. When you can shave, it's good. But when you cannot shave, we can also do something. So I felt Gurudev wants me to shave. Then I thought to myself, I have to shave. I felt so happy. And then I thought I will shave. So in Mathura,
अपना मुंडन करा के
In the morning, I got my mundan done,
पहुंचा
and then I went
और
to
वहाँ पर
Gurudev.
पूर्व हवन था, उसमें
And
मेरी
there was
हवन
this
हवन के
yajna,
साथ में आहुति हुई दीक्षा की। तो
and I
जब
got my
मेरा वो
Diksha
दीक्षा संस्कार
ceremony.
पूर्ण हुआ तो उसके बाद में मैंने देखा
And after
कि
that,
अब मैं अपने गुरुदेव की महिमा के बारे में बताता हूँ कि मेरे गुरुदेव की
I'll
महिमा को
tell you about
कैसे
the
अनुभव
glories
हुआ।
of my
ये करते करते
Gurudev.
मेरे को अंदर अपने आप ही आने लगी चीज़ें कि
Uh,
मेरे जो गुरुदेव हैं पूज्य भक्तिवंत श्रीला गुरुदेव बन
My
गोस्वामी महाराज जी,
Gurudev,
उनका
Srila
जीवन बड़ा
Bhaktivedanta
कष्टमय था।
Ben Goswami Maharaj's life was
कष्ट
full
में क्या
of
था, कष्ट ऐसे था कि एक तो वैसे
many
वो बहुत ही
hardships.
शरीर से बहुत दुर्बल से लगते थे, बहुत ही एक्टिव भी थे, लेकिन
He was
शरीर
very
से दुर्बल जरूर थे लेकिन
active,
एक्टिव बहुत थे।
but
और उनके
his
अंदर
body was not
वो
so
सेवा इतनी
strong.
सेवा भाव इतना था कि वो अपने गुरुदेव की
But
आज्ञा
he
को
had this mood for
अवहेलना
seva,
हो या उनका
and he
पालन ना हो,
didn't want
उनका
to
मतलब वो
disobey the
अपने गुरुदेव
instructions
की
of his
आज्ञा को क्या
Gurudev.
बहुत ज़्यादा अपने हृदय से निभाते थे। तो वो मथुरा में हमारे यहाँ से, हमारा जो मठ है वहाँ से रिफाइनरी, हमारे यहाँ से रिफाइनरी, औरंगाबाद और भगवान नगर, ये ऐसी जगह थी जो मठ से करीब करीब मैं समझता हूँ 8 से 12 किलोमीटर 14 किलोमीटर के दायरे में आती थी।
So Gurudev
तो
would
8
travel
से
like
14
8 to
किलोमीटर का जो
12,
दायरा था,
14
पूरी जगह
kilometers
रनिंग थी गुरुदेव की। मठ से लेके औरंगाबाद तक
from
की
the
8
mud to
किलोमीटर की रनिंग थी।
Aurangabad is
उसमें
like
कोई
8
भिक्षा नहीं
kilometers.
करते थे वो। 8 किलोमीटर के बाद में उनका भिक्षा का
He
मतलब
went
जो
there for bhiksha donations, collecting
साधन
alms.
शुरू होता था, मधुकरी का जिसको बोलते हैं, तो वो वहाँ से शुरू करते थे
He would
और
start
सुबह
there.
निकल जाते थे। तो
He
वो
started in the
वहाँ
morning,
पर धूप बारिश आंधी
and
तूफान में
even
सब
if it was
हर
storm,
सीजन में उन्होंने
in
वो
every season,
गुरुदेव की अपने
he
परम
would
गुरुदेव की
follow
आज्ञा का
his guru's
पालन करके उसको
instruction.
दिखाया। इस बीच में उनके साथ में मैंने अपने वैष्णव वर्गों से, गुरु वर्गों से सुना भी कि
And
उन्होंने भी
I
भिक्षा
also
की
heard that
और
once he
चांद के
also
बाद में वो
fainted,
गिर गए और उनको फिर वहाँ से मठ लेके आए,
and people
है
took
ना।
him to
तो
the mud.
उन्होंने अपने जीवन में इस तरह के
In his
दर्शन किया
life,
कि उन्होंने जैसे जो भिक्षा आती थी उसमें वो भिक्षा भी हमारे यहाँ पर देखा जाता था कि इतना लोग बाग इतना संपन्न होते थे,
in
लेकिन
his life, he was
वैसे मठ में
collecting
उनको
the
सेवा
alms, and
या
people were giving
लोगों
him
को
alms.
भिक्षा भी आसानी से नहीं देते
It's
थे।
not so easy to
या
get
तो
alms.
एक बार को तो कुछ 2 शब्द बोल ही देंगे तभी भिक्षा देंगे, नहीं तो देंगे नहीं, कुछ ऐसा ही माहौल सा होता था वहाँ।
People are
तो
so
इसी तरह से एक
hesitative.
बार क्या हुआ, पूज्यपाद श्रीधर महाराज जी की वाणी से मैंने सुना
So
कि
Srila
वो भी
Maharaj
साथ
told,
में थे और
he was
गुरुदेव भी
there.
साथ में थे। तो वो गए एक दुकान पे,
He went
तो
to a
दुकान
shop,
में घुसने के बाद में
and after
उन्होंने
entering
जब
that
उनसे
shop,
निवेदन किया तो
when he
दुकान में
asked
जैसे
for
पहले कोई
alms,
भरा हुआ बैठा था,
then
तो बड़े
the
उन्होंने
owner,
शब्द बोले उनको, बड़े
he
ही अपशब्द
started
बोले।
to speak
हमारे गुरुदेव
harsh
जी का
words.
हृदय इतना 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 निर्मल,
But my Guru's heart is so sweet, so soft.
इतना निर्मल कि इतने कड़वे शब्दों को सुनने के बाद
Even
में
the harsh words,
मुंह से कोई अपशब्द नहीं निकला
he
और वो सब कुछ
just
उनका
tolerated.
सुनने के बाद
He
में
didn't
उनको
say
राधे राधे
anything.
करके
He said
वो
Radhe
अपने
Radhe,
शिक्षा के लिए आगे बढ़ गए।
and he went further.
तो ये जो गुरुदेव के अंदर एक शीतल था और ये जो
So
प्रेम
this
था ना, ये प्रेम ही
coolness,
बहुत ही
this
अद्भुत प्रेम
love
है। तो
is
ये मेरे
very,
जो श्रीला गुरुदेव हैं, ये मतलब
very
ना एक साधारण
astonishing.
व्यक्ति तो कहीं से दिखाई भी नहीं देते। मतलब शुरू से अगर मैं इनको इन कथाओं के माध्यम से भी अगर देखना चाहूँ इन जड़ नेत्रों से, तो मैं शायद मुश्किल नहीं देख पाऊंगा।
With my material eyes, I cannot see him. When I hear these kathas,
हरे कृष्ण, उन्होंने अपने जीवन में बहुत कष्ट सहा है
in his life, he has
और वो
tolerated so much hardship,
जगत के लगते हैं
and he is really from a transcendental
के
world.
कारण ही ये हम बद्ध जीवों के कल्याण के लिए ही अपना इतना प्रयास कर रहे हैं कि मैं हर हाल में हमको तारने में लगे हुए हैं, हर टाइम बस कुछ नहीं, आप हरि नाम करो,
And he is always instructing us to do Harinam, to listen Katha.
कि ये हमको मतलब इस जन्म में नहीं तो किसी न किसी जन्म में ना कहीं सटा ही देंगे, कहीं ना कहीं लगा ही देंगे। मतलब इस तरह का इनका प्रयास है कि हम लोग कहीं ना कहीं कर ही जाएंगे इनके कृपा।
And he's putting so much effort into this that in one life we will surely attain our goal.
मैं तो इनको देख रहा हूँ,
I see him. I cannot follow his instructions really. I cannot really listen to his katha. I cannot have good association with Gurudev, with my god brothers and sisters. This is my unfortunate situation. Look, I have this love for my Gurudev.
मेरे गुरु भाई बहनों के श्री चरणों में ना लेके नहीं जा पा रहा। तो मन में है तो कि मैं भी कुछ सेवा पूजा में
So I have in my mind that I also want to do some seva.
गुरुदेव आते हैं, रात में आ रहे हैं, कभी दिन में आ रहे हैं, कभी आके ये भी नहीं है कि आराम कर रहे हैं, आते ही अपना उनका वो गुरु आरती होती है, गुरु आरती का तो फिर वो कथाओं में आ जाते हैं, कथाओं के बाद में उनको सोने का टाइम नहीं मिलता, फिर सुबह मंगला का टाइम होता है, मंगला करने का फिर कथाओं
Gurudev is always so busy. Every moment of his life, he is offering to his Gurudev. So I do my pranams for this.
हरे कृष्णा। प्रणाम प्रभु जी। तो आपने बहुत वो कहते हैं ना अपने हृदय को दे दिया पुष्पांजलि के रूप में।
So you gave your heart in this Pushpanjali. What does this mean? Our heart is of a conditioned soul. And there are all these material desires in our heart. And we have to offer this onto the lotus feet of Gurudev. And then we can make this man suman.
आप थोड़ा फोन कर ठीक से रखें ताकि आपका कैमरा ठीक से आ जाए। हाँ अब ठीक है, अब ठीक है।
तो गुरुदेव किस प्रकार प्रीति पूर्वक सेवा करते थे, आपने ये सब बताया। और
so you spoke so nicely how Gurudev was serving and how you got connected to the mud and how you took Diksha.
वो कहते हैं ना हमारे मन में सदैव ये रहना कि हम सेवा नहीं कर पा रहे हैं।
And if we always feel that we are not doing seva, then we are doing this atriptata. So the seva is never fulfilled. There's always more seva we can do. And that means that if you have this feeling, you are on the right path. Gurudev is trying to engage every disciple in seva. Whether he is there, just like a mother. A mother is always thinking of her child, if the child is there or not there. A mother always thinks of her child. So that's why we should also surrender ourselves to Gurudev. We should have full faith, firm faith, that in one life, Gurudev will engage us in the seva for the Lord. And Gurudev is giving us this mercy every moment, and he's saying, listen Hari Katha, do Hari Naam. So these words we should take into our heart and follow them.
तो अब मैं नेक्स्ट स्पीकर को प्रार्थना करूंगी, राधा सुंदरी दीदी।
The next speaker is Radha Sundari Didi.
राधा प्रिया दीदी।
Radha Priya Didi.
हरे कृष्ण दीदी, दंडवत प्रणाम।
धन्यवाद प्रणाम दीदी, आप अपना वीडियो ऑन कीजिए।
हरे कृष्ण दीदी, दंडवत प्रणाम।
हरे कृष्णा। तो ये श्री रमन बिहारी गौड़िया मठ में हमारे श्रीला गुरुदेव से जुड़े।
So this Didi came to Raman Bihari Gauriya Math through Srila Gurudev.
श्री बिमल कृष्ण दास।
Her husband's name is Bimal Krishna Das. So when Gurudev comes to Delhi, she always comes to meet Gurudev to listen to his Harikatha. First came Prabhuji, then Didi also came on this path of bhakti, and Didi is always trying to listen Gurudev's Harikatha and follow his instructions. And today, her whole family has taken shelter of the lotus feet of Gurudev. So I pray to Gurudev to offer her Pushpanjali to Gurudev.
वंदेहं श्री गुरु श्रीयुतकमलं श्री गुरुन् वैष्णवांश श्री गुरु साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्तं संसंजीवं सद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजन सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान बंतशान श्री गुरु ओम नमः ओम विष्णुपादाय गौर प्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत वन इति नामिने वंदे अहम भक्ति चकोरम गौरांग निज प्रेष्ठितम श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी वन नमस्तुभ्यम श्री राधाय निष्ठम रासायन कथामृत संकीर्तन आनंद धाम गोस्वामिनम वनो प्रणमामि नमः वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुश्च एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवभ्यो नमो नमः श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। सर्वप्रथम मैं अपने गुरुदेव के चरणों में साक्षात दंडवत प्रणाम
First, I
करती हूँ
pay my obeisances to the lotus feet of my Gurudev, to all the Vaishnava Vaishnavis in this meeting, my God brothers and God sisters, my obeisances to you.
मैं गुरुदेव की महिमा जितना मैं समझ पा रही हूँ उतना
As much as I can understand Gurudev's glories,
गुरुदेव कैसे आए और मैं
I will speak. So how I came in touch with Gurudev, I will offer how I met Gurudev.
क्योंकि मुझे ज़्यादा कुछ मैं
Because
इसमें बहुत ज़्यादा डीपली मतलब जैसे कहते हैं कि मैंने शास्त्रों का अध्ययन इतना ज़्यादा नहीं किया
I have not read so many books, but with your association, and I'm also so grateful to Rashmi Didi that she gave me the opportunity to speak about Gurudev today. So Guru, Gu means darkness, Ru means manifest light, the one who brings us from darkness into light. So when I got married, I had a big trouble in my life. I will not speak about that today because we are restricted in time, but that problem changed my life. And I had developed such a great fear. And then, even though I was on this spot, I was still very much afraid. So when we do this Devi Devta Puja, and we don't do this anymore, so I was afraid that whatever I would do, I would still have something bad happening to my life. And then my husband said, no, you don't have to be afraid. And also the senior said the same. So even if you do anything, you stop worshipping your Devi Devtas, don't worry. Nothing bad will happen. We will take responsibility for that, the senior said. But I still felt so much afraid. But then Naveen Krishna Prabhu came to our house. He told us about the Palki Yatra and he called us to his house. And then Prabhuji explained so nicely that there is nothing to be afraid of. And then there was a house program. There was Umakant Prabhu and he took us there. Maybe it was Rashmi Didi's house. It was Guru Purnima's day. And he said, if you do good things, then this punya will also be destroyed one day. But when we get Sukriti, when we do Vaishnav association, that was the first day I had darshan of Gurudev. On Guru Purnima day is 2019. I had the first darshan of Gurudev. And many senior Vaishnavas were there. In front of everyone, Gurudev gave me a name. So in 2018, the Palki came to our house and we left onion garlic and we already had Thakurji in our house and we were already offering bhoga. So fruits, dry fruits, something sweet, halwa, kheer. But this food stuff we were taking, we were not offering that. And then we got the instruction to offer this also, and we also started to do this. And we met Gurudev. When we met him, we were not taking onion garlic as a family, and Gurudev gave us Harinam. My husband, me, and my eldest son, we got Harinam and we started to chant. So in 2021, my husband went to Gurudev, he got Diksha. So I told my husband, how did you take Diksha alone? I was not there. We should do this together. And then I was explained that I was told that you should do it together, otherwise you will separate. And then he said, no, that's not like this. When Gurudev comes in our life, it is time. And I was there and Gurudev wanted to give me, so I took. So in April, this month was so bad for me. My father passed away. And then Corona was there. The children had online classes. I could not come to the Mutt, not to the Bhagavatam. After that, after 2021, I got the mercy from Gurudev. In 2022, in the Bhagavatam, I also got Diksha from Gurudev. And after receiving Diksha, my life changed so much. I feel no fear anymore. I feel like I'm from a different family now. I don't feel the fear of not doing puja for the Devi Devtas anymore. My gotra has changed.
क्योंकि घर में जो लोग होते हैं ना बड़े, वो इनसे नहीं बोल पाते, लेकिन मुझे, क्योंकि मैं तो बहू हुई घर की, मुझे सब बताते थे कि अगर तुमने नहीं किया, देखो उन्होंने नहीं किया, उनके साथ ये हो गया, उन्होंने नहीं किया, उनके साथ.
And the elders in my family, they were always giving me this fear that if you don't do the Devi Devta puja, then this will happen to you. They give examples of what happened to other family members. And I was afraid something bad would happen. But after meeting with Gurudev, I didn't ask Gurudev many questions. Rashmi Didi would always say to me, if you have any doubt, if there's anything in your mind, ask him. But I was thinking, when he's in front of me, I will ask, but I will not disturb him by phoning him. He is so much busy with his seva. He has such precious time. I will not disturb him. It will feel like an offense. So when I met Gurudev, I asked him my questions when he's giving classes. But many classes he's giving, I cannot join them. I don't know why I don't get this mercy to be able to come to the classes. But Didi is giving the online class. She is doing so much and inspiring us to read this, to do this. And there are so many books with the bhajan kirtans. I have now the courage to read. And Gurudev says, do your Harinam, try to do as much as you can. And ever since I took Harinam, there is no day that I didn't chant. Because when I don't do this, I feel like I haven't completed that day. So there's also this group where people do Harinam in the morning. I also joined this group. But I don't know what happened, what is my fate, what I have done wrong, that things separate from me.
और मेरे बच्चे भी मतलब इससे
And I
जुड़े
hope
रहे, मैं उनको
my
भी इस
children
गॉडी
will
में
stay on
चाहती हूँ
this
कि मैं
path.
दिखाऊं, लेकिन कुछ ना कुछ ऐसा हो जाता है। हम ना एक क्योंकि हमारी पूरी फैमिली एमपी से बिलोंग करती है, तो हमें हर थोड़ी थोड़ी सी चीज़ें होती हैं, तो बस कहीं इनके परिवार में कहीं मेरे परिवार में, तो हमें वहीं पे जाना पड़ता है। इस वजह से
So
हमारे
our
लिए
family is
कम्युनिकेशन
in
उतना सही
MP
नहीं हो
and
पाता।
some things
तो मैं
happen that
गुरुदेव
we
के
have to
चरणों
go
में
to them, and then I
विनती
pray
करती हूँ कि गुरुदेव
into
हमें
the
भी
lotus feet
ऐसा
of Gurudev
ऐसा मेरे अंदर भाव आ जाए, या फिर
that
मेरे
I get
परिवार में
this
भी, मेरे
mood,
परिवार में भी सब कुछ ऐसा रहे कि वहाँ पे सब एकदम सुखी रहे,
and
कोई
that my
किसी को कोई
family
दिक्कत कोई
remains
परेशानी ना हो। तो हम
happy
यज्ञ
without
नैवेद्य रूप से अपना भजन
concerns,
कीर्तन सब कुछ
and I
करते थे।
can do my
और
bhajan.
ये मतलब जब मैं वहाँ पे नहीं जाती थी, जब कभी मैं जाती थी एकादशी में या किसी भी चीज़ में, तो वहाँ पे बहुत लोग मुझसे सवाल करते
And
थे
when I
ये
would go to
कि
my
दीदी आप
family
क्यों
on
नहीं आती हैं,
Ekadashi, then
प्रभु जी तो आते हैं,
or when I
और
would
आप क्यों नहीं
go
आती
to
हैं,
the
और आप
mudds,
क्यों
people
मतलब
would
ऐसा।
ask me,
लेकिन
why are you
मैं
not
किसी को ये
coming?
बात बोल नहीं पाती,
But I
लेकिन आज
cannot say to them.
धीरे
But
धीरे
today,
गुरुदेव ने
Rashmi
इतना
Didi asked
परिस्थितियों का
me,
भाग्य दे दिया या कुछ भी हुआ, तो
she
मैं
gave me
मतलब
this
आपको ये बात
fortunate
बता रही हूँ कि
situation
मैं कुछ
where
नहीं कर
I
पा रही।
can
तो मैं आती
explain
थी,
to
सब कुछ
everyone
करती थी,
why
फिर उसके
I
बाद वहाँ
cannot
पे
come
मेरे जो
anymore to the
महीला में
mudds.
मतलब जो पड़ोस में थे, वो सब भी मुझे कहते थे कि आपके ये हस्बैंड इसमें से जुड़ गए हैं ना, अब आप देख लेना वो घर परिवार छोड़ देंगे। शुरू में स्टार्टिंग में
People in
बहुत
the
सा था,
beginning would say,
तो
look, your
बस
husband is on this
आपका
path,
लाइफ
he
ऐसे ही
will
हो
leave
जाएगी,
your family.
आपकी लाइफ में कुछ नहीं होगा, और
Your
ऐसा
life
नहीं
will
होना
not be
चाहिए कि वो सुबह
successful.
शाम की आरती में जाते हैं, सुबह सुबह चले जाते हैं, जब
Look,
देखो तो चले जाते हैं। तो मेरे
every
अंदर एक
time your
और भी
husband
डर,
comes to the
पूरी फैमिली का
aarti,
था पहले
and
से
then I
और
got
भी
afraid.
डर डर, बस मैं
Only
पूरे टाइम डर में रहती थी।
fear. All the time I
और
was
इस
in
वजह से मैं
fear.
कभी नहीं, और ये बात मैं इनसे भी नहीं चाहता, इनसे भी बताओ
And
तो
I would
बोलते थे
not,
कि तुमको कौन बोलता है,
I
तुमको
would
कौन बोलता है
tell
तुम्हारे
this to
घर में,
my
बोल रही है
husband.
आपकी मम्मी बोल रही है, आप ही की दादी
And
बोल
then
रही है,
how can I
तो वो
say
भी
to him that your
बोलेंगे।
father and
मैं
mother
उनको
are
नहीं
saying
बताती
these
थी कि
things?
मुझे कौन बोल रहा है,
I could
लेकिन
not
मेरे
say this
साथ
to
में
him.
मतलब मुझे सब लोग यही बोलते थे अब तुम्हारे हाथ में है, तुम घर
But
की
people
बड़ी
would
बहू हो,
say,
तुम्हारे हाथ में है। हमारे परिवार में
you
बहुत
are
ऐसे
the
लोग हैं
eldest
कि तुम्हारे हाथ में है,
daughter-in-law,
अब
you
कुछ
have
नहीं
to
होना
take care
चाहिए,
of the
अब मतलब जो
family.
है जैसा है वैसा करो। उन्होंने जो पूजा बोली, जो व्रत बोला, जो बोला, मैंने सब कुछ किया। मैं पूरे टाइम सिर्फ वही चीज़ें देखती थी कि आज ये तिथि ना छूट जाए, आज ये तिथि ना छूट जाए। और इसके
I was
मतलब
always
उसमें पता नहीं
concerned
मेरा
in
क्या
doing the right
दुर्भाग्य था
things,
कि मैं इतने दिनों तक गुरुदेव से दूर रही।
and I would
मुझे तो पता
stay
ही
away
नहीं,
from
लेकिन
Gurudev
गुरुदेव
for
ने मेरे
so many
ऊपर,
days. I don't know
हो
what
सकता
this
है कुछ मतलब
unfortunate
प्रभाव भी रहा हो
situation
या फिर
was.
ना रहा हो, तो शायद आप सब लोगों का संग या पता नहीं क्या था कि गुरुदेव ने मुझे पहली बार में नाम दे दिया।
But Gurudev gave
और
me
मुझे
Harinam
कहते हैं
the
कि नाम
first
के,
time
और
he
मुझे
saw
यहाँ
me.
का मतलब कुछ पता भी नहीं था। कहते
And
हैं नाम के बाद गोपाल मंत्र देते हैं, उसके बाद दीक्षा मिलती है, लेकिन
I
गुरुदेव ने
heard some
मुझे
people
नाम
get
देने के बाद
Gopal
सीधा
Mantra first
दीक्षा
and
दी।
then Diksha, but
एक
Gurudev
बार
gave
भी
me after
गुरुदेव ने
Harinam
मुझे, क्योंकि
directly
शायद
Diksha.
उनको समझ में आ रहा था कि क्या
Maybe
मैं कर
Gurudev
रही हूँ,
understood that
और मैं
this
नहीं समझ
is
पा रही थी।
where my
मुझे लग रहा था
benefit
कि
is.
नहीं, क्या होगा,
And
कैसे
I could
होगा।
not
और मैं
understand this.
इतना ज़्यादा परेशान रहती
And
थी
I
कि
was
मुझे तो
always
पूरे टाइम मेरी
concerned,
फैमिली की, लेकिन अब मुझे
how
समझ
will
में आ
things
गया ये
work
गुरुदेव
out?
के अनुगत्य में
But
आप
now
लोगों के
I
साथ, आप लोगों के
understand
इतने सारे
under
विचार
guidance
होने के
of
बाद
Gurudev,
मुझे ये
and
चीज़ बहुत अच्छे तरीके से समझ में आ गई है कि
I
अब
am
मेरे साथ
starting
कुछ
to
भी बुरा नहीं
understand
होगा।
now
अगर
that
कुछ बुरा
nothing
होता
bad
भी
will
है
happen
तो
to
वो
me.
मेरे या तो पूर्व जन्मों
And
के
if
कर्मों
something
से,
happens,
या
then it's
फिर
because of my
अगर बुरा
previous
होगा तो
karma.
गुरुदेव और कृपा करेंगे, भगवान कृपा
And if
करेंगे,
something
और
happens,
उससे बढ़िया
Gurudev will
नहीं है।
give me mercy and
क्योंकि जो
everything
लिखा
will
है
work
वो
out
कोई नहीं टाल
nicely.
सकता है।
But what
हम
has to
कितना भी
happen
पूजा पाठ
will
कर लें, कोई
happen.
भी व्रत कर लें या कुछ भी कर लें,
Whatever
तो
puja or
मैं
vrat you
तो
will
गई
do,
ही
what
नहीं
is
छोड़
about
के,
to
और
happen
मेरी
will
दीक्षा भी
happen.
हो गई, और
So
मेरे
I
हस्बैंड
got
की
my
दीक्षा हो गई,
diksha,
और
my
मैं
husband
चाहती हूँ
got
कि
his
मेरे बच्चे
diksha,
भी
and now
इसी
I
राह पे
hope
जुड़े
that
रहें,
my
और बस
children will
मेरा
also
इसी
stay in
तरह,
this line
और
and they
इन
will
लोगों
do
के
their
साथ में मिलके
bhakti.
मुझे भी ये जितने भी शास्त्र वेद है थोड़ा मैं भी पढ़ूं,
And I hope I
लेकिन
will
बस
be
अभी
able to read
शायद
our
मुझे अच्छे तरीके से कृपा नहीं मिली है तो मैं नहीं
shastras.
कर पाती हूँ, लेकिन फिर भी मेरी पूरी अंदर से इच्छा है, और मैं
And I have this
प्रयास भी
desire.
करती हूँ कि मैं
And
करूँ।
I try
बस आप सब लोगों से भी
to
मैं यही प्रार्थना
follow
करती हूँ कि आप लोग
this
भी मेरे
path
लिए
of
प्रार्थना
bhakti,
करें
and I
कि
hope you will
मेरा भी
pray for
जीवन
me
धन्य हो जाए,
that
और
my
मैं भी
life will
आप
be
लोगों की तरह शास्त्रों
successful
का ध्यान करूं,
and I can read the
और
books like
अपने
you
जीवन को
are,
सफल बना
and
सकूं।
I will make my
और
life
गुरुदेव के
successful.
चरणों में मेरा अनंत कोटि दंडवत प्रणाम।
And
मैं
my
गुरुदेव से यही
obeisances
चाहती
unto
हूँ
the
कि
lotus
गुरुदेव
feet of
आप
my
मेरे ऊपर भी
Gurudev.
कृपा
And
करिए,
Gurudev,
जैसे
please bless
आपने
me.
सभी लोगों के ऊपर अपने
How
सभी
you
शिष्यों
are
के
blessing all your disciples, please bless me also. That my heart will not be fearful anymore. One time I asked Gurudev a question. Gurudev, it's Savan. Can I do puja for the Devi Devta? Then Gurudev said, you are Dikshit.
तो बोले कि आप हरि नाम कर रहे हो?
Are you doing Harinam?
तो बोले बस फिर आपको कुछ भी करने
I said yes, then Guru said,
और
that's
फिर
it,
मैंने ये
you
भी
don't
सुना
have to
कि
do
जब
anything
हम ना
else.
शिव जी की भक्ति करते हैं उसके बाद उनका जब हमें आशीर्वाद मतलब मिलता है या फिर उनकी कृपा होती वो हमसे खुश होते हैं तो हमें कृष्ण भक्ति देते हैं।
So when Shivji is satisfied, is pleased by your efforts, then he gives Krishna Bhakti.
मतलब मेरे पापा जी ने
So in my father's home,
परिवार की पूजा
I would always do Shiv Puja.
उसके बाद आते आते आज मैं यहाँ तक पहुँची हूँ कि
Until
मतलब
today,
अब मुझे सच में कृष्ण भक्ति
I
बहुत
have
बहुत अब मैं क्या बताऊँ कि मुझे कुछ भी समझ में नहीं आता और मैं धीरे धीरे यही प्रयास
this
करती हूँ कि
bhakti, but I don't understand anything about it.
यहाँ रहती हूँ तो कोई डर नहीं रहता
But when I'm here, I feel no fear. But when I go to my family, then they start to speak
पुरानी घटनाओं को दोहराया ना तो फिर मेरा मन
about the troubles, and I still become fearful.
गुरुदेव मुझे डर नहीं लगे मतलब इतनी भयावह घटना थी वो ना कि मतलब इतना डर है मेरे अंदर मुझे लगता है कि
You know, I feel so much, there's so much fear in me because of this family.
तो हमने आज हमारे साथ में हमारे परिवार के मतलब इनके पक्ष के और मेरे पक्ष के दोनों मिलके कम से कम 100 से 150 लोग ऐसे होंगे जो
So in our family now, there are like
लेके हमारे परिवार में बहुत मतलब वो था कि एकादशी व्रत
100 people who are following Ekadashi.
सिर्फ विधवा औरतें ही रह सकती हैं कोई कुंवारी लड़की या फिर शादीशुदा ऐसी औरत नहीं रह सकती और बहुत सारी और वहाँ पे जो एकादशी रही जाती थी वो दशमी तिथि के साथ रही जाती थी
And Ekadashi you would first celebrate this on Dashmi Tithi, and many people could not follow this, and they would say you cannot take rice.
देवउठनी और एक होती है वो वाली जो भीमशानी और एक ये तिल वाली कोई होती है और एक पितर पक्ष में ये चार दादी मेरी रखवाती थी और बोलती थी और तुम लोग नहीं रह सकते हो
So my grandmother would say there are 4 Ekadashis you can follow and not many more. So I followed this. And now we share the messages with our family, and all our family members are following this. And we eat what our mud says you can take. And also in my family, they have taken Harinam now. And there are more people who want to have association with Gurudev to get Harinam. So now I pray to Gurudev that everyone in my family, I want to connect them to the lotus feet of Gurudev. I want them to join Gurudev's, because they cannot get these things outside.
तो गुरुदेव से मैं इस बारे में बात भी नहीं कर पाई पूछ भी नहीं पाई कभी मुझे मौका मिलेगा तो मैं गुरुदेव से ये प्रश्न जरूर पूछूंगी
So I will ask one day Gurudev the question that if someone's guru is not following these things, taking onion garlic, can they still take Harinam from you? And I hope Gurudev will give me his blessings, so I can also read the Shastra like Bhagavad Gita. And I hope one day I will be able to do this. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्णा दीदी आपने बहुत सुंदर पुष्पांजलि दी
You gave such a beautiful pushpanjali onto the lotus feet of Gurudev.
आपने वो कहते हैं ना अपना निज अनुभव कि किस प्रकार से आप मतलब जुड़ रही थी कृष्ण भक्ति से पर आपके हृदय में जो डर बैठा हुआ था
And you shared so nicely the fear you had when you joined the path of Gurudev, and Gurudev made this fear go away. So this Krishna Bhakti is not ordinary. So when you have the Sukriti of millions of lives, then this Jiva gets Krishna Bhakti and he gets the Sadguru. This is not ordinary.
तो ये जो भक्ति लता बीज शिला गुरुदेव ने
So this Bhakti Lata beach which
बंदे
Gurudev
जनों के हृदय में दे दिया है,
gave
तो ये
in
कोई साधारण नहीं है,
us
और उसको
conditioned
स्वयं ही
souls,
पल्लवित पुष्पित कर रहे हैं अपनी
he
हरिकथा
is
समाधि,
nourishing
अपने
this
उपदेशों के
seed of
द्वारा,
bhakti by his
अपनी शिष्ट
Harikatha.
कि सब प्रकार से मतलब वो क्या
He's
कर रहे
giving
हैं,
us his
हमारा
remnants
पालन पोषण कर रहे हैं।
and he's
तो
nourishing
भगवत
us
गीता में एक
with that.
श्लोक आता है,
So in Bhagavad Gita there is a
सुख
shlok.
दुखे समय कृत्वा लाभा लाभो जया जयो, कि हमें क्या करना है,
What
सुख
should
और
we
दुख
do?
को समान मानना है।
We have
भगवान
to
कृष्ण
be equal
अर्जुन
to
को बोल रहे
happiness
हैं,
and
जब अर्जुन ये
suffering.
कहते हैं कि हे कृष्ण मैं तो
Krishna
योग
is
नहीं
saying to
करूंगा क्योंकि मुझे
Arjun,
बहुत पाप लगता है।
Arjun is saying,
उसी तरह
oh
से जैसे आपके हृदय में ये चीज आई कि
Krishna,
मुझे और देवी देवताओं की कोई पूजा नहीं
if
करनी,
I
इससे
will
ऊपर
fight, I
बढ़ेगा
will
तो
get
वो
so
कोई
much
मृत्यु हो
sins.
जाएगा।
So this is
तो
the same
जब
feeling you
हमारे
had,
मन
that
में
if you don't do your Devi
अनिष्ट
Devata
का डर
puja,
रहता है, तो ये बात
you will
बिल्कुल
get
ठीक है
bad
कि हम
things.
श्रेष्ठ वस्तु की तरफ जाते जाते भी क्या होता है, रुक जाते हैं।
So when we are following the right path, we are still hesitating. And look, Gurudev took away this fear from your heart. So like Krishna is saying to
इसको हम
Arjun,
अगर अपने जीवन में देखें कि किस प्रकार से गुरु हमारा योग क्षेम करते हैं। हमने तो कृष्ण को नहीं देखा,
so we have not seen Krishna,
कैसे देख रहे
but
हैं,
how are
गुरुदेव
we
की
seeing
वाणी से
Krishna?
देख
Through
रहे
the
हैं।
words
गुरुदेव
of
की वाणी
Gurudev.
जो हमारे कानों के माध्यम से हमारे
Gurudev's
हृदय में जा
words
रही
are
थी,
entering our
वहां से
ears,
हम देख पा रहे
and
हैं कि राधा
through that
कृष्ण
we
कौन
can
है,
see
उनकी
who
भक्ति
are
कैसी है।
Radha
तो वहां
Krishna,
पे
what is
कृष्ण अर्जुन को
bhakti.
कह रहे हैं कि
So
तुम्हें
Krishna is
सुख और
saying,
दुख सब में
Arjun,
समान रहना
you
है,
have to stay
लाभ और
equal
हानि में
in
एक जैसा
happiness,
रहना है। पर बद्ध
unhappiness,
जीव की
in
ऐसी स्थिति नहीं है। बद्ध जीव क्या होता है, जब सुख आता है तो
but
सब कुछ अच्छा
this
लगता है,
Bata
दुख आता है
Jew,
तो बड़ा
when we
विचलित
get
होता है।
happiness,
तो इसमें
everything
कहते हैं
looks fine,
दुखेषु
but when
योगी
we get
मनासु केषु
unhappiness, we are
रतिस्पृहा वीतराग
immediately
भय क्रोध
disheartened.
स्थित धीमनि उच्यते।
But
तो
Krishna is
जब दुख
saying
आ
to
जाए
stay
तो हमें क्या
equal.
नहीं होना चाहिए, विचलित नहीं
We
होना
have to
चाहिए।
stay
बद्ध जीव के
balanced.
लिए बहुत
Don't get
बहुत दुर्लभ है।
disturbed
तो
when we
ये कैसे
have
संभव है, जब
unhappiness.
हम निरंतर साधु संग करते
But when
रहेंगे,
we
हरिकथा
always do
श्रवण करते
sadhu
रहेंगे।
sangha, when we
जैसे
hear
आपके हृदय से ये डर चला गया,
Harikatha,
शिला गुरुदेव का आश्रय
like
स्वीकार
this
करके, उनकी
fear
कथाओं को
disappeared
श्रवण
from your
करके,
heart
और
after
उनके
hearing
प्रति श्रद्धा आपकी
Gurudev,
क्या हुई,
and how much
बढ़ती
Shraddha
चली गई।
you
तो
got.
ये शिला
The
गुरुदेव
Shraddha
की कृपा है।
is
भगवान
increasing.
की और गुरु की वाणी कोई अलग नहीं है, क्योंकि
So,
गुरु किस वाणी
Guru's
को
words and
हमें दे
Bhagwan's
रहे हैं।
words, there is no
वो कहते
difference
हैं
in
कि
that.
गुरु परंपरा की वाणी को ही हमें दे रहे हैं।
So, Guru is giving us the
और ये
words of
गुरु
the Guru
परंपरा की वाणी
Parampara.
कहाँ से आई है,
And where is
भगवान
this
से ही
coming?
आई है।
From the Guru
तो इस
Parampara?
वाणी
It's
को
coming
शिला
from
गुरुदेव
Bhagwan.
हमें बड़े सुंदर रूप में दे रहे हैं।
So,
और
Gurudeva
हमें
is
इस बात
giving us
का
this
भी
in a
बहुत
very
ज़्यादा
beautiful
दुखी है
form.
कि उस
And
वाणी को हृदय में
a
धारण नहीं
Badha
कर पा
Jiva
रहे हैं।
like
जैसे
us, we
आपने
have
बोला कि
trouble
मैं नहीं कर
in
पाती हूँ संग।
accepting what
तो
Gurudev
ये
is
यदि
saying. Like you
हमेशा
said,
अभिलाषा बने
I
रहेगी कि
cannot
हम नहीं कर पा रहे
have
हैं,
so much
तो
Sangha with
कहीं
Gurudev.
ना कहीं गुरुदेव इस प्रार्थना को
But if
स्वीकार
we
करेंगे
pray,
ही
then
करेंगे।
someday
और
Gurudev
निश्चित
will
रूप से ऐसी
accept this
व्यवस्था
prayer.
होगी कि आप
And
क्या करेंगे, हरि कथा श्रवण करेंगे, शिला गुरुदेव का संग करेंगे।
everything will
क्योंकि
be
जब तक किसी
arranged. You will
वस्तु के
get the
प्रति मोह नहीं
association of
होता,
Gurudev.
तब तक
Because we
उसके
first need
प्रति
greed. As
क्या
long as
होता
we
है,
don't have
जीव
greed,
अग्रसर भी नहीं हो पाता उसको
then
प्राप्त करने के लिए। तो
we
ये
will
योग
not
आ गया तो
feel
निश्चित रूप से
the necessity
रास्ता
to
भी मिल ही जाएगा।
get things
तो इसी
happening.
तरह से शिला गुरुदेव हम सब पर अपनी कृपा बनाए रखें। तो
So
आज
we
सब
hope that
जितने
Gurudev
भी
will
स्पीकर्स थे,
bless
सबने बड़ी
us,
सुंदर रूप से अपनी पुष्पांजलि दी।
and
और
everyone
हमें
gave such
जो
nice
अपनी अपनी
Pushpanjali.
निज अनुभूतियाँ थी, उन सब ने उनको बड़े सुंदर रूप से वर्णन किया, हमारे
Everyone spoke
सामने
very
रखा।
nicely
मुझे
about
भी
their
ऐसा होता है कि
realizations.
हम भक्तों के साथ बहुत सालों तक रहते हैं, पर हमें पता ही नहीं होता कि
Some
उनके निजी
things are
जीवन
with
में क्या
us.
हुआ, किस प्रकार से
Some
वो
bhaktas
गुरुदेव
are
की प्रति
very
आकर्षित हुए, गुरुदेव की कृपा से
long
वो
with us,
भगवान
but we
कैसे
have
हो
no
गए,
idea
और किस तरह से
how
वो गुरुदेव की
they
सेवा
met
करते हैं।
Gurudev,
हम
how
तो
they
जो
are
पास
serving
रहते हैं
Gurudev.
बस वही सेवा कर पाते हैं, नहीं, जो दूर भी रह रहा है वो
Even the ones who
निरंतर
are not
किस
close to
प्रकार से
Gurudev
गुरुदेव की
can
सेवा
serve
करनी है,
Gurudev.
ये जब हम इस प्लेटफॉर्म पे आते
Only
हैं,
when we are on this
जो प्लेटफॉर्म
platform,
महाप्रभु ने स्टार्ट
like
किया,
this
इस प्लेटफॉर्म पे
platform
हम
started by
सबको
Shyam
सुनते हैं,
Prabhu,
श्रवण
here
करते हैं, उनके निज
we hear
अनुभव को
everything.
श्रवण करते हैं, तो हमें ये चीज़ें पता
And then
लगती
we
हैं।
get to
तो ये
know
प्लेटफॉर्म बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है
about
और
our
हम
God brothers
सबको
and God
भक्ति मार्ग
sisters.
में अग्रसर करने के लिए, गुरुदेव
And
के
this
प्रति एक
platform is
मस्त
very
होने के लिए
nicely
हमें
to
इससे जुड़ना
encourage
चाहिए।
everyone
हरे
to
कृष्णा, आज यहीं तक रखते हैं,
come to the lotus
कल
feet of
फिर
Gurudev.
और नए स्पीकर्स बोलेंगे।
Tomorrow
हरे कृष्णा,
we
दंडवत
have
प्रणाम
other
सभी को।
speakers.
वांछा
Dandavat
कल्पतरुभ्यश्च
pranams.
कृपा सिंधु
हरे कृष्णा, मैं एक चीज बोलना चाहता हूँ।
I would like to add something.
अभी दीदी ने एक प्रश्न किया।
Didi asked something.
उनका प्रश्न ये था
Her question
कि
was,
उनके परिवार के लोगों ने किसी से दीक्षा ली हुई है।
her family members have taken diksha from someone.
तो दीक्षा ली हुई है मीन्स कि वो सब कुछ खाते हैं, ओनियन गार्लिक इत्यादि जो भी है।
So they take onion, garlic, everything.
तो
हरे कृष्णा, आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही है श्याम प्रभु।
हरि बोल, शाधे।
अभी आ रही है।
अब आ रही है?
हाँ जी, अभी आ
हरे
रही है।
कृष्णा।
हाँ, अभी आवाज वीडियो दोनों आ रही है।
दीदी ने एक प्रश्न किया।
So Didi asked the
मैं उसके बारे
question.
में बोलना चाहता हूँ।
I would like to say
शास्त्रों
about
में एक
that.
बात बताई गई है।
In the Shastras it is mentioned,
पदिष्टेन मंत्रेण निरयम व्रजेत पुनश्च विधिना सम्यक ग्राह्येन वैष्णवाद गुरु, कि जो स्त्री संगी और कृष्ण भक्ति रहित अवैष्णवों से दीक्षा प्राप्त किया हुआ है वो नरक
if you have diksha from a
हरिभक्ति निवास में
Vaishnava,
लिखी हुई है। इसलिए कहते हैं कि शास्त्र के अनुसार
you will
वैष्णव गुरु धारण करना चाहिए पुनः, उसे
go to hell.
वैष्णव गुरु
So
धारण
you
करने का
should
विधान
have a
बताया।
Vaishnava guru.
एक दूसरी बात और बताई
And
गई है,
something else is said
महाभारत उपवर्ग में बताया गया
in
है
Mahabharata,
कि गुरुर अपि लिप्तस्य कार्याकार्यम अजानतः उत्पत्ति प्रतिपन्नस्य परित्यागो धीयते। कह रहे हैं कि जो भोग विषयों में लिप्त रहते हैं,
so one who is in
कर्तव्य अकर्तव्य
bhoga,
विवेक रहित हैं और भक्ति से रहित हैं, कहने का मतलब ये
one who
और
is
भिन्न
not,
भिन्न पंथानुगामी है। कोई किसी देवी देवताओं की आराधना करता है,
one who is
केवल
worshipping
भक्ति।
Devi Devatas.
कहते हैं वो केवल और केवल नाम मात्र का गुरु है,
He is a guru only by
उसका
name.
परित्याग करने का ही विधि है।
You can leave such a guru.
इसीलिए हमें क्या करना चाहिए?
So what should we do?
साधे परिच निष्ठातो ब्रह्मणि उपसमाश्रय, कि जो शास्त्रों में पारंगत हो ये बात तो ठीक है, लेकिन उसके साथ साथ क्या है, सबसे ज्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट जो है वो भगवत अनुभूति संपन्न होनी चाहिए।
So it is
ये बात
true that
बहुत
one
ही
has to be
important
learned
है।
in this
इसलिए
Shastras,
हमें
but
क्या
he
करना
also
चाहिए?
has to have
जो
realization
श्रीमद्
of the
भागवतम में
Lord.
बताया गया है,
In Srimad Bhagavatam it is explained
11वें कैंटो में आप देखेंगे, तीसरा अध्याय का शायद 21 नंबर श्लोक है। उसमें बताया गया कि तस्मात्
in the 11th canto.
जिज्ञासु श्रेय उत्तमम शाब्दे परे च निष्णातो ब्रह्मणि उपसमाश्रय, कि जो शास्त्रों में पारंगत हो, भगवत अनुभूति
Who has realized the Shastras, Bhagwan, and
क्या है, इस प्राकृत के दुखों से वशीभूत ना हो।
he
हमें
has
ऐसे गुरु को
no
तुरंत
attachment to
धारण
this
करना चाहिए।
material
इसमें
world,
किसी
we
तरह
should
का कोई
accept this person as a guru
संदेह नहीं
immediately.
होना चाहिए
We should not have any doubts.
और किसी तरह का कोई संशय नहीं होना चाहिए। ये शास्त्र प्रमाणित बात है।
This is evidence from the
जो भी
Shastras. And
नाम मात्र का गुरु है,
a guru
यदि
who
कोई
is a
देवी
guru
देवताओं
by
की
name,
इत्यादि इत्यादि और
who
सब
is worshipping
विभिन्न
Devi
पंथानुगामी हैं,
Devi
तो
Devatas,
वास्तव में हमारा कल्याण नहीं कर सकता।
he cannot
और वो क्या
be
कर रहा है,
of our
अन्य इत्यादि
benefit.
ग्रहण कर रहा है और संसार के
He is
भोग
still
विषयों में संपूर्ण रूप से
taking
लिप्त है।
everything and he
ऐसा
is
गुरु
attached to
हमने
material
उनको गुरु मान
things.
लिया है। ये
Then he is not a
मेरी
guru.
अपनी निज की गलती है।
So that is
इसलिए
our
आप
fault that
ऐसा
we
कर
have
सकते
accepted
हैं,
him as
ऐसा
a guru.
शास्त्रों में प्रमाण आता है।
So it is in the Shastras, this is evidence from the Shastras that you can leave such a guru. Hare Krishna.